a taxable bond, and they're in a whole different market then to sell these, and they'll get a better rate. But again, it comes with a cost on the other end, and that they have to pledge development of certain many number of jobs and those kind of things.
Okay.
Bill, in regards to HUD and your meeting with Joan from the Housing Authority, is that an open meeting for the public?
It's just Joan and I.
Or just Joan?
Yeah, I need to get some information from her, and I've got a packet of things that HUD is supposed to be emailing me, hopefully tomorrow, that I can give to her. I don't have a time frame yet from the county. The county is going to spearhead this, so in the county, there's the Brown County Housing Authority, the Green Bay Housing Authority, De Pere, and Pulaski, and I believe there's one more.
Denmark?
I'm not sure. There's 5 altogether that I'm aware that I've heard of. So, but I don't know. I'm pretty sure the other one is De Pere. Ashwaubenon might have one. But anyway, they are requesting that every housing authority in the county participate in this so that they can cover the entire county.
I would, any further discussion? If not, I would entertain a motion to approve the resolution, the initial resolution regarding revenue bond financing for Bayhead Gates Project Incorporated as per Blackwell LLP, Waukesha, Wisconsin. Information regarding the job impact of the project will be available at the time of the meeting.
I'll make that motion.
By Roger.
I'll second.
Second by Bob Gajewski. Bruce? Roll call vote.
Bruce Bridgeskowski?
Yes.
Roger Bridgeskowski?
Yes.
Robert Gajewski?
Yes.
Doug Prentice?
Yes.
Chris Smith? Yes. Robert Van Lannen?
Yes.
Yes.
Reed Woodward?
Planning and Zoning Commission Committee reports. Planning and Zoning met on January 17, 2018. Information only. They recommended approval of the site plan and design review for 7,200 square foot Quick Trip convenience store with attached 1 bay car wash, separate fueling canopy for diesel and gas, located on parcel VP 41-6-2, VP 41-6-3, and VP 438-107, contingent upon state-approved plans meeting all other local, county, state, and federal requirements, and obtaining a building agreement with the Village of Pulaski. The property owner is Quick Trip Incorporated, 1626 Oak Street, La Crosse, Wisconsin, 54602. The applicant is Jeff Osgood, Quick Trip Incorporated, 1626 Oak Street, La Crosse, Wisconsin, 54602. And B, to consider approved 1 lot certified survey map for VP 41-6-2, lot 2 CSM 6408, VP 41-6-3, lot 2 CSM 8701, and VP 438-107, part of lot 1 CSM 3354, a total of 3.87 acres. Property owner Quick Trip Incorporated, 1626 Oak Street, La Crosse, Wisconsin. The applicant is Jeff Osgood, Quick Trip Incorporated, 1626 Oak Street, La Crosse, Wisconsin.
Did our Planning and Zoning Commission have any concerns with the certified survey map?
No, the site plan was approved, recommended approved to this board. We'll be voting on the rezoning later, and the site plan was accepted by Planning and Zoning, recommended that they be given a property appropriate zoning that they requested, and also that you'll
It's number 11. with the
under
rezoning.
number 11, to do that.
But we do need the certified survey map.
Right. So I kind of a motion to approve the certified survey map for VP 41-6-2
So move.
by Roger,
I'll second.
second by Bruce. Any further questions by the board? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Next is the Economic Ad Hoc Committee of January 22nd, 2018, which had been canceled and rescheduled due to inclement weather, and was rescheduled for Monday, the 29th of January 2018, at noon at Glenbrook School. Chris, do you have anything you want to highlight?
Yes, we just had a brief meeting. Kristen and Cheryl were absent. They were unable to come because of the weather. But they did send updates, and one update was from Kristen, that the Friars and Gorman, they're on board with the whole printery project. Gorman is still completing the state and federal historic tax credit application, so they're working towards that. Cheryl's been spending some time in the village, acquainting herself with the businesses downtown. Well, obviously you know about the Quick Trip project. We saw the plans that Reed had brought. And then Bruce did an update on the Kashmir Pulaski days. So that was it. Our next meeting is February 26th at noon. The place has not been determined yet. I'm thinking it's still the high school, but I haven't gotten any information back yet. So that's it.
Thank you, Chris. Next is the NEW Paramedic Rescue meeting on January 22nd, 2018. Rob?
Yeah, we had a meeting on the 20th. The first thing on the agenda, we welcomed Richard Rafetsky, and that took over for Dick Smith, who had passed away, so he's a new member of the board. And then, instead of me trying to explain everything, I had Karen put these out. So if you go to this copy first, if you look at the first page, there was a total of 560 calls for the year. And then it goes right across the transport, no transport percentage. It's all, and every page is a little bit different, it's all got something on it. And I think about the us, the main other thing on there was page 6, which
Who's this thing?
is Village of Pulaski. I got page 6, yeah, Village of Pulaski had 299 calls for the village. So, and then it's all on there, all totaled up with where everybody was, so. If anybody got any questions on this, it's,
Would have to call.
it's everything that they did all year on every month that so that was pretty much on that. Then we'll go to the other page, the bad part. No, we'll go to the second page first. If you look salary and wages, they went $17,000 over budget, and part of that was overtime with the more calls, spent more time. And says a lot of times it seems that every time a call comes in, it has to be about a half hour before they're supposed to go off duty. So there's always overtime, sick, and if anybody wants to be a paramedic, they're looking for them. Just go take the training. And then, well, that along with Social Security. And then another big one down there was quite a ways down the vehicle. Well, they hit a deer and we had a $1,500 deductible on it, so that was the big one. They had to put some tires on, different things on that one, so. Otherwise, that wasn't too bad. If it wouldn't have been for the overtime and the vehicle, we would have been all right. But then we go to the back of the first page, which is the bad one. If you look down where it says revenue allowance, and you can see in the second column where it says revenue allowance write-offs, we budgeted $29,856, which was 40%. We ended up writing off $45,510. That's where we was run $15,000 in the hole on that alone. And they said it makes it simple. There were 560 calls, and the average call was $1,000. If 8 people would have paid their bill, we'd have broke out even. If we'd have collected the 40%, we'd have had $12,000 to the profit. But just by that little bit amount, we went by later on at $7,000 where we went in the hole. And they hope to gain it, and next year, because we went up a little bit, and we talked about that tips, and they said the people got wise to that already. They aren't getting their taken off their checks, or they get deducted from the state. They're getting wiser on that already, so we don't get it on the tax deal. But there is on there, in the back page of that, where we have to pay $1,871.60. Now, I never thought it, but I could have got it possibly from Jody or from Gold Cross, if everybody wants to know how much we got in refunds over the years that's been here. It's been 2 years that, I think 2 years that we had to pay, and I know 1 year we got over $7,000 back because I gave $2,000 to, I didn't, but for the public safety to the police, public works, and water department for safety equipment. We bought the groomer for the parks out of that fund from the refunds. So we never saved that money. If we'd have put that in a special account, we'd had plenty of money to pay the $1,700 without any problems. So then we discussed, we got that grant. We had to spend approximately half for equipment on the ambulance, the other half for training. So we bought this navigator system, whatever it is. They said it's going to save money and time with all their stuff, and then the rest was for training. So Navarino first responders has nothing to do with NEW, but they still help because we service Navarino. So we said there's 5 of them, I think, taking their first responder.
Certification.
Well, they're getting recertified.
Yeah.
That's $25 a piece for them. So we said, well, we'll pay that for them, for their services. We'll pay their registration fee for them. And they were well happy with that. They're going to help out more to come into Maple Grove, because there's a question of coming into Maple Grove and this and that. So then the discussion come up, well, we should maybe put out some money for an EMT. So we discussed it, and then the guy from Gold Coast stopped us. He says, an EMT class is 9 months at 1 night a week for 2 hours for 9 months, and you can't miss a class. If you miss, you got to make it up. You don't get a license if you don't miss. That class is a little over $1,800. He said, now if you give somebody $1,800, are they going to go to 9 months, or are they going to drop out in between? He said, you got to have some guarantee that they're going to fulfill that commitment for them 9 months, and then after they're done with it. He says, the only way you can do it, you got to make some kind of commitment with them that you'll pay it after they're done with their class and do something, because he said, don't get involved with that or you're going to get stuck with it. And then, well, they did a little work inside the building. They're going to start on the floor. He's going to do some carpeting in the one room and stuff that's pretty dirty. They got the shades and the windows and stuff on, and they had a little trouble with one of the door openers that broke, I guess. And then our meeting is going to be now the 19th of March, because the towns must have something going on the last Monday of the month, because a couple of them couldn't make it because of town meeting. So we're having ours on the 19th of March, which will be my last one there.
How many years have you been on that, Bob,
Where?
on this committee?
I don't know how long they've been here, 10, 12 years, 14 years? Well, they started in 2005, huh?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Long enough.
Thank you, Bob.
I got a question here too, regards to, you stated something about a tip. Now, I was thinking as you were giving your presentation, the village is able to collect some revenue from those individuals that are not paying their fines. And is this just?
It's the same process.
But how are people getting out of doing that?
Well, they aren't getting taken off. There's a lot of people, I used to do it, you would take less off of your check. You know, or you take more off of your check, so you got a bigger refund at the end of the year.
Yeah.
So that refund now, before you get it, if you owe these bills,
Yeah.
it comes off of that before you get that check.
Yes.
So now instead
Very
of doing that,
unhappy
they're
with it.
just taking their money weekly instead.
So if they don't have a refund coming, we can't take any of it.
Right. Beating the system.
Yep.
And same with paying, like they say, if somebody would pay their bill, they get the Medicare, that they get. But it's the co-pay and this that they don't get collected. And it's, 10 people would have paid their bills, they'd had extra money.
Yeah.
But you can't force them and you can't refuse them.
Yeah.
So somebody has to pay.
Thank you.
Moving on, the Committee of the Whole of January 23rd, 2018. They would consider to approve the PFP, Public Fire Protection Charge per process for the village to establish a fire hydrant rental fee or a Public Fire Protection PFP fee, and initial resolution approving consideration of implementing a PFP and instructing staff to proceed as per Attorney Bill Benega.
This is the first step in the process. You have to follow the statute that applies to this, that leads to adoption of an ordinance, and that allows for there to be that fee, that hydrant rental fee, that's part of the fire protection component of this. But it's not a simple process, but it's got to start somewhere, and this is where it starts. To be honest, I haven't done a lot of background work on this yet, since I didn't want to start until you decided you wanted to go forward with this. I've given Karen and Jody kind of a background on what the process is here, but this is the starting point. The board has to authorize us to proceed with developing the developing the ordinances, developing the policies that go along with it, and then bring that back to you for adoption and approval. Approval and adoption.
I'll make a motion to approve the PFP.
Doug,
Second?
second by Bob Gasko. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. B, to consider to purchase the 4 Shawano County parcels as per the notice of commencement of proceedings in REM to foreclose or tax lien by county regarding the Stanoski properties. There was a discussion in closed session. There was a recommendation open that we consider purchasing the 4 lots.
Yeah, who owns the lots now, Bill?
The county. They
No.
foreclosed, they were owned by Stanoski's, but they didn't pay the taxes. I guess John has passed away, and I forget what his wife's name was. She passed away years ago. And they went into tax foreclosure. The taxes hadn't been paid for 4 years. So the county picked them up for a tax foreclosure, and we indicated an interest in them, so they gave us the opportunity to purchase them. Like I said, there are the 4 parcels. The total comes to just a little bit over $7,600.
Yeah, but why should we bail the county out of them? Them lots to us, I went and looked at them lots, we can't even get to them. If we wanna get to the lots, we gotta build a bridge across the creek to get to the lots that cut the grass even. There's no street, there's no water, there's no sewer.
And we've gotta cut the grass, otherwise we got rodents and all kinds of issues, right?
Well, there's a village ordinance, we gotta cut the grass, and we can't get to it, because the 5th lot along Highview is a privately owned lot, and if he don't let you go in there, there's no way you can get to them lots without building a bridge across the creek. Now, Robert, you weren't here, but Lee was here, he said over $300,000 to put water and sewer to them lots.
And road.
I'm sure it is, yeah. I know the
So
area
now-
you're talking about, and
Huh?
I know the area you're talking about. and-
So what developer is gonna buy them lots with that kind of expense to them? So what's the village gonna do with them?
would like to point out, I did vote no.
But I looked at them after that, you know, they're landlocked all the way around them. Because on the west side, I think that's still, Smarava's own that. And on the south side, Green Valley Farms got that, but they ain't gonna buy that. Well, if they buy it, it's big enough to turn a combine around with, that's all. They'd have to drive in and back out. And the creek goes through it.
Prior to the meeting, Bob drew a little diagram for me, and I was incorrect as the location of these lots, but he made it very clear to me what the situation is, and that's a very valid point there. If anybody, I would have to say if you're in favor of purchasing these lots, we would table this and bring your arguments to the board the next meeting or whatever, but Bob made a very valid point that it'd be too much of an investment for us to develop that. And it's only 4 lots.
And if we did put a road in, it would just be servicing that 4 plus 1 extra. You wouldn't have properties on both sides of the road.
Right, that's correct, right, Bob? Or
Well, I don't know where you'd put the road.
where would you put
Right,
the road?
right.
Yeah.
If you could put the road on the west side of the creek, I don't know if you would, because you'd be on other people's property.
Yeah.
So you'd have to build a bridge across to start with. You'd have to fight with the DNR, I suppose, to get a bridge across.
How many acres are you talking about here?
Bill, how many acres?
There's 4 half-acre lots,
Yeah, so
total of 2 acres.
slightly more than 2, I think.
You have a professional opinion?
If Lee is saying $200,000 to $300,000, there's no value in it to the village.
I agree with that statement.
Let it go, let it go.
So if we don't do anything, don't make a motion, Bill, that
Well, I'll simply let the county know that the motion to approve didn't pass.
What are they gonna do with it now? The bank is gonna take any offer they get, I suppose.
It's not,
No bank.
no bank, it's owned by the county.
Or the county.
They'll sell it to anybody that wants to buy it.
Who pays the taxes on it? The county has to pay the
No,
tax?
there's no taxes on it. It comes off, because the county owns it, it came off the tax roll.
yes.
So there's no taxes on it, and they could sell it to somebody for $1 if they wanna get rid of it, which to be honest, I've not dealt with Shawano County before, but I know Brown County has. They've ended up with some property that nobody wants, and they will sell it to anybody for $1.
Can we tell Shawano County they could come and cut the grass on there? The weeds?
You could tell them. You could ask them.
Is it a backyard to some of the homeowners on the other side? Would that be an option for them to take a look at it?
Off of Steno, it'd be their
Yeah.
backyard.
For those homeowners, that would be an option to expand their lot, huh?
It's rentals.
So it's all duplex.
Oh,
They're all
Plus
duplex.
duplex lots. Oh.
How about Quick Trip number 2?
I'll second that motion.
Nobody's willing to make a motion, we'll just move forward. Is that right, Bill?
Yeah.
So it's just no action was taken?
Well, you can vote on it. You can vote it to purchase them if you want to. But I would vote no.
I don't think we need to vote. Number 11, to consider approved petition for rezoning property owner Quick Trip Incorporated, 1626 Oak Street, La Crosse, Wisconsin, applicant Jeff Osgood, request to rezone a portion of parcel VP 438-107 from R5 multifamily residential district to B2 highway business, part of Lot 1, Volume 18, CSM, page 142, map number 3354, 17,961 square feet area, located on the east side of Cards Drive, located on the southwest 1/4 of the northwest 1/4 of Section 5, Township 25 North, Range 19 East. The north lots are zoned B2 Highway Business, and the south side is zoned R5 Multifamily Residential District. Proposed use of the properties to gain access for a driveway to Carts Drive from the Quick Trip Incorporated. The ordinance number is 562-18.
I'll make a motion to approve.
By Roger,
I'll second.
by Bob Gajewski. Further discussion by the board? This is roll call.
Bruce Birchkowski,
Yes.
Roger Birchkowski.
Yes.
Robert Gajewski.
Yes.
Doug Prentice.
Abstain.
Chris Smith.
Yes,
Yes.
yes.
Robert Van Lannen.
Yes.
And Reed Woodward.
Yes.
6 yes and 1 abstain.
Thank you. Next is to consider to approve Resolution 1190-18, a resolution to increase the permit fees, applications for rezoning CSMs, conditional use, etc.
I'll make a motion to approve.
By Doug,
I'll second.
second by Bruce. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Number 13, payment request, Robert E. Lee Associates, invoice 73345, in the amount of $414.50. Miscellaneous. Invoice 73346, in the amount of $6,484.75. West Drive Pelican Road Extension. Invoice 3347, the amount of $637.50 for water evaluation, and invoice 3348 in the amount of $794.35. Platinum Survey VP5 Gajewski.
Reed, could I just intervene here a little bit, get updated? I don't recall our discussions about Crest Drive and Pelican Road and what the board's intentions were
We're
for
doing
the
the
year.
preliminary planning for extending the sewer and the water and building the road, which will not happen until 19. But by doing it now, we're gonna save considerable money. This is all tip for expense.
Okay, and does this have anything to do with the school at all?
Well, yes and no.
Okay,
In a nutshell, it's, the school is likely to be involved